Hello students, today we are going to see Nirad Chaudhuri's essay, and I believe some of you will be familiar with this writer. You would have studied his essays or other works in schools. And let me introduce the writer to you. Nirad C.Chaudhuri, born in the year 1897 and died in the year 1999. He was an eminent Indian writer of English language, and he is noted for his outspoken and individualistic views, and he remained a controversial figure throughout his life, and he authored numerous works in English and Bengali. He shifted his base to England in 1970. And Nirad Chaudhuri is best known for the autobiography of an unknown Indian, which was published in the year 1951. And his other famous works include A Passage to England, The Continent of Sirs, The Intellectual in India. And he settled in Oxford, never to return to India. During the last 30 years of his long life, he was remarkably productive, writing both in Bengali and English and generating storms of controversy with each work. And this is his famous work, The Autobiography of an Unknown Indian. And today we are going to study the essay written by Nirad C.Chaudhuri, Money and the Englishman. This is his famous essay, and this essay is a chapter from his work, A Passage to England. So this is the essay which we are going to study now. So before going to this essay, let me raise a simple question which will make you think. So, because the essay is about money and the Englishman. So, the question is, why money is so important for people? So, what is the value of money in our life today? So, I need you to think or comment upon this question. Why money is so important? So, because money is important, because it is essential for happiness, isn't it? But money cannot buy happiness. Money is not everything, but money is something very important. And money is actually a simple psychological process. See, if you have all the basic needs of life like food, clothes and shelter, you will be fairly happy. And at the same time, if you are surrounded by wealthier people, you look around and you feel unhappy. So it depends on the person. And again, this essay, the writer, the author Nirad C.Chaudhuri, he states that the attitude of Englishmen is different from the attitude of an Indian regarding money. And he seeks to explore the Indian and Western attitude towards money in this essay. And he wants to depict the psychology of Indians and Englishmen towards money. Actually, if you see, the Indians, they worship money and they consider it to be sacred. But on the other hand, Englishmen have a careless attitude towards money, and actually they do not value money. This, you would have experienced. Only we value money and we consider it as sacred, something sacred. And in India, money is worshipped and is accorded a sacred status with gods and goddesses, like, acquiring emblems of financial prosperity and good luck. You would have seen, idols of, Ganapati and other gods as a symbol of money. Every Indian house has a shrine dedicated to these specific deities. If you enter into any Indian house, any Hindu's house, you will find a shrine dedicated to these specific deities. And Nirad Chaudhuri does not see any such sanctum in an English home. His observations are not in any way a comparison between two disparate outlooks. That is also correctly stated. So it is, he says, author says, it is rather a traveler's scrutiny into the mental makeup of a race that has been so highly regarded by Nirad Chaudhuri. So he has high regard for Englishmen. So England too, Nirad Chaudhuri appears a country of easy money. So everybody was not only expected to pay their dues promptly and regularly, but also, generally speaking, they did so. But if you see, in our society, the willingness to pay decreases as the capacity to pay increases. So I need not give you examples here. Let us see the previous slide. England to him appears a country of easy money. That is, people there in England was not only expected to pay their dues promptly and regularly, but generally speaking, they did so. But here in India, in our society, the willingness to pay decreases as the capacity to pay increases. That is, when you become richer, you never pay your debts, or you never willing to pay or to clear your debts. So there are many examples of big shots. I need not mention the name. You know the names. And what elates him is the fact that the banks and shops are so much lenient and trustful in money matters. So that is how we may misuse those banks. They are very lenient and trustful in money matters. Commercial honesty in England amazes the writer, and he calls it a virtue of the highest order. English society deems it very undignified to discuss openly financial problems and the methods of acquisition. But this reveals certain negative aspects of the English character also. And the financial world, Nirad Chaudhuri says, is actually divided into two. So what are they? One group is called spenders and the second group savers. So the society or the financial world is actually divided into two. The first one as the party of spenders and the second one as the party of savers. So one side you find spenders and another side savers. So the difference between these two, spenders and savers, is nothing but spenders is the misers and spendthrifts. So miser, I believe you know, spendthrifts, one who spend lavishly, that is spendthrift. So Nirad Chaudhuri perceives spending to be the positive urge of the English people and the saving as a corrective measure. The author, that is Nirad Chaudhuri, offers an insight into the psyche of Indians and the English in relation to money. So for the Indians, hoarding is a pleasure. Hoarding money or saving money is a pleasure. Unlike the English, we cannot spend money in a planned and deliberate manner. Money is synonymous with the temptation, passion and panic. The variety and abundance of commodities in shop amazes a man who has never been exposed to the idea of choosing from among items. If you are taken to a shop or when Amazon announces this big sale, even though we don't need things, we go to any mall and we buy things, or we do now these days we do online purchase even if we don't need things. So the variety and abundance of commodities when you see in a shop, that amazes an ordinary man who has never been exposed to the idea of choosing from among items. So he says, Nirad Chaudhuri says, I think I should have gone mad if I had to decide about clothes or a future of, a furniture or a glass or China. So you are confused when you are exposed to too many things. You are confused whether to choose a cloth or furniture or a glass. So that is the essay about, and this essay, that is the Money and the Englishman, is, as I said, is a chapter from a passage to England, and it seeks to explore the Indian and Western attitude towards money. So the religious beliefs have nothing to do with money making. Because they are unable to find, that is the Englishmen are unable to find a religious basis towards money. The Englishmen's monetary dealings are smooth and prompt. The monetary transactions in England are influenced by their notion of personal and political liberty. Their political and economic systems were encouraged by the principle of liberal spending, resulting in abundance of goods. And Chaudhuri, actually, in this essay, he compares Indians' spending habit with that of British. Indians need an external stimulus for spending, whereas the Englishman spends, calculatedly. The concept of the welfare state extends the privilege of liberal spending to the British people. And Chaudhuri is all praise for the Englishman's habit of spending money on good things of life. So the extract is actually a fine, this essay is actually a fine pointer to his being a confirmed Anglophile with strong colonial leanings. And with this, I stop today's class, and the remaining we will see in next class. Thank you.